Hello and welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you've been with me before, and if you haven't, please feel free to subscribe below and follow me on my journey of sharing my love for makeup. Today we're going to be doing a more dramatic look, as you can tell, featuring the Modern Renaissance palette by Anastasia Beverly. This palette is absolutely gorgeous and it is a staple in my makeup collection, and I thought that I would try something a bit new today. If this is a kind of look that you think you'd like to try for yourself or on someone else, please keep watching and I hope you enjoy. Now let's get started. Today I'm going to start off with a sample of something that I received from a Sephora order. It's called the Tarte Drink of H2O. I am feeling quite parched on my face today, so I'm just going to apply a little bit of that all over my face. Next, I'm going to go in with my Smashbox Photofinish Foundation Primer. So the foundation I'm going to use today is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation stick. I am still in a bit of a test period with this. Stick foundations can be absolutely wonderful depending on partially the type of skin that you have. Because it is a stick formula, it has to be a bit drier in some ways than a liquid foundation. So I have been using it a few times, but I'm not pulling for it as much as I had hoped. I really wanted to buy into the stick foundation thing, but I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to keep this product. What I've noticed that can help with it not being so dry on my face is to use something like a beauty oil and just dab that on my face with the foundation before I spread it around. So this is the Boscia beauty oil. You can do a beauty blend or use a brush. I'm going to try a brush today. Some people on YouTube I see using this exact brush. This is the Morphe 439, and they just take the brush and they smear the foundation all over their face. That works, I think, if you have next to perfect skin. When I do that swirling motion, I do find that I get streaky. So I do a bit of a downward patting motion, a bit of a stippling effect. I want to love this foundation. I've heard a lot of great things about it. There's something about it that just doesn't sit on my skin. It actually just, well, it feels exactly like that, as if it's sitting on my skin rather than giving me just kind of a more flawless finish. It just actually looks like makeup on the skin. This is just what I've found on my skin. After we're done with foundation, we're going to go in with some concealer. This is the Tarte Shape Tape Fair Neutral. Next, we're going to go in with a setting powder, my RCMA No Color Powder. Today I'm also going to go in with my Mercier Candleglow Sheer Perfecting Powder. This powder is something that maintains if you have a glowy type of foundation. More of a dewy foundation, it helps to just maintain that glow, whereas often all over powders tend to dull any foundation that you're wearing, especially one that has more of a hydrating or a glowy finish. New Morphe Ginormous E41. This is a huge powder brush, and I've been anxious to get this in the mail, and it just came in. Next, I'm going to go in and do some bronzing. Today I'm going to use my Hoola bronzer. I'm going to do a bit of contouring of my nose today. I'm using my M505 from Morphe. I'm going to wait to do blush and highlighter until after my eye look, just so that I can decide how much intensity I want with blush and highlighting. But let's be real, the highlight's always intense. Now I'm going to go in and do my brows. Because we are doing a darker, kind of more dramatic eye today, I am going to do a bit of lining of my eyebrows and then filling it in with my brow pot or a brow gel of some sort. Anastasia Beverly Brow Wiz in Soft Brown. Today I'm going to go in with my Dip Brow Pomade, the Anastasia Beverly. I did notice when I compared the two between this one and my ColourPop one, that although I've been pulling for my ColourPop one more these days, the Anastasia Beverly is likely more my shade in terms of it being a lighter brown. This one is called Taupe, whereas the other one is called Bangin' Brunette. So I decided, since I have been using my ColourPop one so much, that I would try the Anastasia Beverly one again and see if I'm still in love with it in some way. Once you've laid down a lot of your product after you first dip your brush in, I go back to the front, and this is where you want to just kind of, basically, if you're lacking a bit of thickness or fullness in the front, you just take whatever's left on your brush and you just kind of flick upwards to mimic the idea of having lashes at the front. My brow game is definitely something it's been an edge for growth in my makeup skills. The great thing about brows is that you can go in and kind of just correct any time that maybe you've made something a bit too thick, for instance, like the end of your brow. You can go in with concealer, which I will afterwards, to make everything just look a bit more precise. Now I am going to go back in with my Shape Tape Concealer from Tarte. This small brush from Morphe, it's the M421, and I'm just going to dip a little bit into the concealer and really make the end of my brow more precise and pointed. I separated my twins right at nap time today because I could tell they were just gonna ham around together, and I'm off to a workout class with them right after this. So I said, well, you don't got time for fooling around today. Get down to business. But she's talking to herself in there. I can hear her. I am going to go in and try to see how dramatic we can go. I have not practiced this before filming, so someone help me out here. We're gonna go in with my NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Black Bean 601. And we're just gonna line the eye on the bottom. The look I'm hoping to go for today is one where you've got actually more color in terms of denseness and darkness right at the lid, and it kind of is a bit of a lightning effect going upwards, whereas for most smoky eyes you have the darkness up and then you're doing a light color on the lid. A smudger brush from Sephora. I just grabbed any old brush and I'm going to smudge that into my eye a little bit here. You can blend the black upwards a little bit. This palette brings buttery shades to a whole other level. They literally feel like butter in your hands. It's an absolutely gorgeous palette, and it is the one at this point that I've just brought to travel with if I don't want to bring the big Morphe palettes. I've gone in with Tempera here. We're going to go in with Red Ochre, right here, Red Ochre. And I'm using my Morphe B83. So we are packing this right on the lid at the bottom, and we're done. Next I'm going to go in with Venetian Red, and we're going to just create a bit of a transition from that Red Ochre right above it. So what I've basically done is chosen to bring the Venetian Red right up to my crease line. You can see when I open my eye, there's basically no skin, so there is skin. Now I'm going to go in with my M433. That is my tapered blending brush from Morphe. Now I am going to go and just blur the edges a little bit. Not really sure where we're going to go next. I'm just going to go for it today. We're going to go in with Love Letter, which is this fuchsia color here. My child is not going back to sleep. I'm actually going to switch over to my M433, which is my tapered blending brush, and we're just going to see how that applies. So I'm just going back and forth from eye to eye, adding a bit more color. It's always best to go with a little and build up, because once you lay a product down like an eyeshadow, it is pretty darn hard to change what you've done. Now I'm going to go back in with my M441, which is my big fluffy blending brush, and I'm going to blend out the edges here. No product on here, I just want to see how the colors are coming together. I am noticing that maybe adding the black underneath that red ochre probably wasn't actually the smartest move today. So lesson for future, that actually just putting the red ochre flat on my lid would have been effective. So I'm actually going to go back in with my red ochre. It just kind of feels like it dulls the redness and makes it seem a lot different than the other shadows that I put over top, which I don't necessarily love. I want it to be a bit more smooth. Yeah, so I would definitely say if you're going to try this look or anything with like the reverse kind of a sunset type effect, I would say try to go without a black or a white base and just go with the straight color that you have in your palette. What I'm going to try to do to change the look a little bit is to go in with Venetian red, which is technically the second color. That was a little bit further up the lid, and I'm just going to put that over top of red ochre and see if we can make this transition a little bit less harsh. Back in with my blending brush. Before I do anything else on my upper lash line, so on my lid, I'm actually going to go down and do my lower lash line to just see how this is coming together, because sometimes things may look quite not so great on the top part, but once you get your lower lash line hooked up, then sometimes things come together. In order to mimic the bottom lash line with the top, I am going to go in with red ochre right here, flat smudging brush. This helps me get really nice and close to my lash line on the bottom. I'm going to go in with red ochre, and I'm going to keep this super tight to my lash line, so basically right on top of my lashes. I'm not going to bring that all the way in. I'm going to go in with the more pinky colors and bring those all the way in. Sorry about that, guys. I'll go through how I finished up today. What you saw a lot of today was me kind of floundering, which I think sometimes is really good to see. When you're trying to look for the first time, you really don't know how it's going to turn out, and sometimes people edit that stuff out of their videos, so I wanted you to come along this journey with me today. Lots of blending for this type of look, so I was constantly maybe re-smoking out my bottom lash line. I was trying to round the edges on the edges of my eye here to make sure that nothing looks choppy. So this is what we look like in the end. I'll go through how I finished up my face. Finished my mascara using the new Essence Get Big Lashes. I plan on doing a bit of a review on some Essence products that I bought. Blush, I went in with my Morphe 9N palette, specifically went in with my E4 brush with these two shades. So just something really neutral considering we have quite the big eye look going on today. For highlighting today, I went in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit in Gleam, and this is what it looks like in the pan. It's absolutely beautiful. I went in with Crushed Pearl. This color is really, really pretty, especially considering I am so light right now at this time of year. Really hard to probably see that. I haven't gotten the knack of doing the whole swatches on my hand yet. For lips, I finished up with ColourPop products and a Tarte product. Specifically, I went in with my Tootsie lip pencil, and line my lips with that. I did a bit of overlining today just for fun, and I went in with the shade 0.0. This is Kathleen Light's a wonderful YouTuber. She has her own line with ColourPop, and it is a beautiful neutral that pretty much goes with any eye look. This is the Tarte Glossy Lip Paint in the color Hella, and I just added that to my middle of my lip to give me a bit of a pop. Finally, as always, I finished with my MAC Fix Plus to set my face, and this is the final eye look for today. We're done, and now I'm going to rush off to my stroller class. So here we are with the final eye look. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any comments at all, please leave them down below. Let me know if you want to see more dramatic looks like this, and please subscribe to my channel. I hope you have a wonderful and colorful day. We'll see you in my next video. Thanks. Bye-bye.